Hello, it's Friday the 22nd of July 2050 and it's been another extremely hot day across the UK. However, there is a glimmer of hope for some cooler conditions towards the middle of next week. Now widely, temperatures exceeded 36 Celsius today, with highs from Southampton to Birmingham exceeding 40 degrees and a top temperature of 43 in Worcester. Little relief tonight either, with temperatures remaining high widely across the UK. Do what you can to stay cool. Further power outages are also possible this evening following the unprecedented demand for electricity for cooling, as well as reduced capacity on networks brought about by things like power cables sagging in the heat. And with the combination of high daytime and high nighttime temperatures, the most severe heat health warning is currently in force. That's bad news for sports fans and festival goers, with cancellations of several big events this weekend due to the risk to public health. Temperatures quickly rise again tomorrow, with more than 37 degrees in southern Scotland, and for much of England and Wales, highs will be around 40 Celsius. The highest temperatures will be in Somerset, Dorset, Devon and Wiltshire, where 43 to 45 degrees is likely. This means that the travel disruption that we've seen over the last few days is likely to worsen this weekend. Continued line speed limits on the railways and increased traffic on the roads as people try to escape to coastal and cooler locations. The urban heat island effect will lead to city centres being particularly hot, with more people choosing to work from home and low footfall on high streets. Outdoor workers will need to take care, and we expect to see the widespread continued shutdown of building sites and other outdoor industries. In global weather news, we are seeing the continuation of an extremely dangerous heatwave in India. Temperatures in Delhi reached 48 Celsius today, and many places across the rest of the country saw temperatures in the low to mid-40s. That, in combination with high humidity, heat stress conditions have once again been extreme, meaning a real risk to life for people who can't escape the heat by staying in a cooled environment indoors. The authorities there are continuing their ban on outdoor working, so all farming and construction remain at a standstill. Back to the UK, and after another very hot day on Sunday, with temperatures widely exceeding 40 Celsius, a welcome change is on the way for the start of next week as much cooler northwesterlies arrive. When this happens, it'll be the end of a heatwave which for 14 consecutive days has seen much of the UK higher than 30 Celsius, peaking in the 40s. Such a prolonged heatwave can, of course, be a risk to the fit and healthy, and not just vulnerable groups. This has also been an extended period with little notable rainfall over the UK, and for those areas that currently have hosepipe bans, I'm afraid there's little sign in the forecast of significant rain. The massive peaks in water demand we've seen recently will continue as the hot weather persists during the next few days. And if you are spending time outdoors, remember, stay hydrated, dress appropriately for the weather and slow down when it is hot. Take care and look after those around you. Thankfully, this isn't a real forecast, but it is one possible scenario for how a summer heatwave could affect the UK in 30 years' time. Now, possible and coulds are words that express uncertainty, but don't let that lull you into a false sense of security. There is a range of potential summers we could experience in 2050. This depends partly on natural variations in climate year to year. But the July 2050 forecast was based on a high emissions scenario. However, at this time horizon, there isn't so much difference between scenarios. The big differences occurred during the second half of the century. The examples that we have included illustrate some of the climate change impacts that we are exploring with our customers across the energy, water, transport, consumer and leisure sectors. Business and government partners are working on adaptation strategies to make sure that the impacts to the public of a heatwave like this one would be minimised. The UK climate projections state that in general we can expect warmer, wetter winters and warmer, drier summers. Of course, at the same time, the UK's weather will continue to be highly variable. As well as heat waves, we might also expect increased flooding in the coming decades. Winter rainfall is expected to increase by at least 7% by 2050. And whilst an average summer may be drier, when it does rain in the summer, we can expect heavier downpours. This will lead to increased risks from flooding, which can cause widespread damage to warehouses, shops and homes, impact larger infrastructure such as bridges and roads, and disrupt energy and water supplies. This has knock-on impacts for multiple sectors and industries, with staff unable to get to work, logistics operators unable to deliver goods, and supply chains impacted. Additionally, an increase in severe thunderstorms could cause increases in extreme aircraft turbulence, as well as the risk of flooding and power blackouts at airports. Businesses and property located in coastal locations will also be at increased risk from sea flooding due to storms that are exacerbated by sea level rise. Sustained periods of low rainfall are expected to increase in frequency, and this is expected to lead to increased drought conditions and challenges for sustainable provision of water resources. They may also impact agriculture. Periods of low rainfall and associated drying of the soil also cause subsidence issues in buildings and other infrastructure, a major issue for the insurance sector. The climate is already changing, so we already have an idea of what these types of conditions will feel like. February 2020 was the wettest on record. Summer 2019, the UK recorded its highest temperature on record. Summer 2018 was the joint hottest summer on record. Businesses now face the dual challenge of reducing emissions and managing risks associated with the transition to a low-carbon economy, whilst also adapting to changes in our climate now and in the future.